Welcome back and thank you for tuning in for another episode of Eat, Breathe, Race Motorsports Podcast. Today we had a first MotoGP race of the season for 2018 in Qatar. We're just going to talk about key riders. The attention this weekend was on Marc Marquez, who's the reigning MotoGP champion. Andrea Dovizioso, who has been second place at this track many times, won with Honda a couple years ago if I recall correctly. And he was second runner-up to Marc Marquez last year in the championship hunt. Throughout the testing, Ducati did look strong. They were the favorite to win here, especially with Dovizioso. But I think the guy who really needs attention is Johann Zarco. Johann Zarco is a second-year rookie on a satellite team with Yamaha. What satellite means is that they are running the manufacturer of a Yamaha motorcycle, but they do not have the support and the financial backing of the Yamaha manufacturer as a company, which means there's just less money or whatever other resources that are needed to make developments into a MotoGP motorcycle. So last year on his first race at this same track, he led for 6 laps before crashing out, and I mean he gapped him. Today he led for 15. Fortunately, due to the setup or his riding style, the tires just did not last and hold up to the demand, and he lost traction and just a little. He could not hold the speed or the pace anymore, and allowing the other guys to go. But until that happened, they were running about a eight bike train, and everybody in the pack included Johann Zarco, Marc Marquez, Valentino Rossi, who 39 years old, signed a new 2-year contract. That means he doesn't plan to stop till a minimum of an age of 41. If he keeps continuing, he can probably go to 45. It's going to be good to have him around. Do I think he is a championship contender? Yeah, he's always a contender. You can't count him out. But there's other guys that are higher up on the totem pole from when he was. He will always be the legend, the doctor, but his time is over. And if it's not over, it is coming to an end. Maybe he could prove me wrong. You know, this is just my opinion. I'm no wizard. So it's interesting to see Johann Zarco's progression into the season and what developments they make. We already know, everybody's been talking about it. How long is he going to stay at Tech 3 Yamaha, which is a satellite team? How long is it going to be before a factory team just wakes up and says, I gotta have him on my team? He's amazing on a satellite Honda, on a satellite Yamaha. Throughout the off-season, there was talk of what bikes are going to be allocated to different satellite teams. And what I mean by that is Ducati, for example, had last year's GP17. They just call it that. Just mean the bike they ran in 2017. And they handed down to other teams, satellite teams. But there's a limit on them. There's a limit on how many bikes they have, especially now that the field is getting larger with Moto2 riders coming up into MotoGP. And it's always about who's going to get that seat. That's with Ducati. Honda, Cal Crutchlow is now on Marc Marquez's bike, so the playing field is even between them. He was the first satellite team to finish, but I don't think they were on the same level, and that could be rider or bike. Johann Zarco, it will be getting the M1s from the previous year, and rumor is that he's been told from Vinales and Rossi to kind of just avoid that. Man, it's getting dark out here. I forgot my train of thought. But the pack included of Johann Zarco, Marc Marquez, Valentino Rossi, Daniel Petrucci, the top 8 riders. And it was interesting to see it that close, and it hasn't been that close for a while. And I'm hoping that this season can bring that to a new level, and it can make it more comparable to World Superbike, which I don't watch much of, but a lot of people said they like to watch World Superbike for the closeness in the competition. Doesn't get any closer than what we saw today, ladies and gentlemen. It finished down to the wire. Last turn, Marc Marquez tried to put on the inside of Dovizioso, running it a little wide, but Dovizioso was calm and collective and just instantly pointed it on the inside and shot the Ducati straight up the middle and just got out of there. Maverick Vinales had a terrible start, worked his way up to the front, and thankfully finished 6th, but The worst thing was that he qualified in a bad position, and without the qualifying in a good position, it's hard to get past these guys on the first couple of laps. You waste a lot of time, a lot of tire, just being behind slower guys, waiting for a proper moment to pass. He could have had a podium if he started in the top. I hope that we don't see him struggling like the way he did throughout the season last year. Yeah, we know some tracks are not going to be as beneficial to you as others, but you have to do damage limitation. You can't be on a track and finish 12th or 11th place. And the same goes for Jorge Lorenzo, who crashed out this race. I was excited to see what he could finish position-wise at this race. Other retirements was Alex Rins, who crashed out. It was a small, solid, smooth race. Not much happened at the front till the last 7 or 8 laps. A lot happened, switching positions for second, third, and fourth. But I think that was all just trying to settle in. And sorry, I had to change up, get some different lighting. Yeah, it was an interesting race, great opener. Great to see that MotoGP is looking to be competitive on more than just 3 or 4 guys. Johann Zarco, Marc Marquez, Valentino Rossi, in occasions, Andrea Dovizioso. I think we'll be seeing Ducati more competitive on an all-around package, more showing up by satellite riders on Ducatis. I'm looking forward to see Kyle Crutchlow with a spec Honda now. We're going to Argentina GP in 3 weeks' time. Last year was kind of hectic. Marc Marquez crashed out from the lead by himself. Dovizioso was taken out by another rider, which for all we know, that could have helped him win the championship right there. Vinales did win, but he also did win Qatar, which didn't seem to have any, didn't mean anything. Kyle Crutchlow finished 3rd, so hopefully now on the spec Honda, he can put it to the front and get a nice first place finish, hopefully for him, in a non-rain condition. No Honda finish in Argentina last year. Pedrosa crashed out. So did Jorge Lorenzo. I'm just hoping that Jorge Lorenzo can finally put together a season of continuity and finish races on a consistent basis instead of crashing out half and finishing the other half, and then half to finish, half of those are good. So I'm just looking forward to seeing the progress in Jorge Lorenzo and the Ducati. It's going to be an interesting season. It's just getting started, and I can't wait. Leave comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. Slap your mom. Do whatever you got to do to make sure you remember MotoGP is back. But racing season has begun. Next week I'll bring something about Formula 1 in the opening race, and by then it'll be time for another World Rally race. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm still trying to get things together on how to make it more interesting than just seeing me talk about what happened, because you can obviously just watch it or watch highlights or anything like that. So that's that. Thank you for watching. Take care. Eat, breathe, race. Until next time, good night.